What's good, people? You all said y'all wanted to know more information about the Stono Rebellion, so here it goes. On September 9th, 1739, an Angolian enslaved African by the name of Jimmy decided to gather up more slaves and at this point go south. But why would you think south out of everything to go when it came down to it? Well, simply because the Spanish owned Florida, and due to the Spanish owning Florida as well as not getting along with the British, at that point, they try to make a lot of deals with the slaves at that point to actually get them to come south, telling them that they basically will get their freedom as well as they would get a plot of land. That was a lie. But they believed it. So with that stated, Jimmy got the other slaves together, met outside the Stono River outside of Charleston, South Carolina at the time, and they started their way marching down. As they was marching down, they stopped at a shop, killed both of the owner and the assistant, as well as took all the guns and the powder from that point. While they was marching down, they started beating on drums and actually marching for their liberty, and they killed any plantation owner that stopped them and even gathered more slaves as they continued to go south. At this point, word is getting around town that there's a rebellion that is going on and slaves is out here just basically killing white people everywhere. So with that stated, the town at that point started gathering up together. More than 100 white men started looking for them, and they met at one point while it was about 20 miles away and ended up having a shootout where at the end result, more than 25 white people ended up being killed, as well as a majority of the slaves as well. And the ones that they didn't kill, they basically captured later on and hung them also. But the thing about the Stono Rebellion is that this is actually before even the Haiti Revolution, as well as Nat Turner, which almost happened almost 100 years later. But when it comes down to it, this is the case where they ended up creating what was considered to be the Security Act, where they actually started to tell white people that you have to carry your gun every Sunday to church. And for that, they also made it that no slaves could actually work for themselves at that point in time, which they could while they was at church. And also they couldn't do any rebellions during that time too. This is crazy just to think about. At that point, it was actually when the Second Amendment started to build up, which came later in 1791. But at the same time, the Stono Rebellion by 1740, they ended up creating a Negro Act, which didn't allow blacks or slaves at that point to be able to gather together, get to groups. They couldn't make their own food and work for money. And basically, they couldn't do anything. So the Stono Rebellion is a piece of history that should be talked a lot more than what people realize, because it was the start of so many things due to the fact that black people outnumber whites. Thank you.